So late. I'm so late we're doing this, and I apologize. Because it was already announced that we are doing for the 2026 championship series and stuff like that. Several things have changed. End of rules and adjusting the Swiss tournament round. I'll read both of them off the website. Like I said, though, I know I'm late doing this, and I apologize again for being late. I'll tell you also what I think about the rule change at the same time. But it says right here for adjusting Swiss tournament rounds. Again, this is off of Pokemon's website. It's championships.pokemon.com /en-us /about/2026 season changes. That's what I'm at right now. This is adjusting Swiss tournament rounds. After analyzing data from the 2025 season and taking trainer feedback into consideration, the Swiss format used for the Pokemon TCG and Video Game Regional Championships, Special Championships, International Championships, and World Championships will undergo a variety of changes. All age divisions at these tournaments, if they have at least 65 participants, will contain one more additional Swiss round pairing. This additional round will make it more than likely that trainers with a record of X2 or better, such as 9-0, 8-1, or 7-2, will reach the asymmetrical top 8. This additional Swiss round can also improve the tournament experience as competitors vie for top cut placements and cash prizes in the final matches of Swiss Phase 2. For most age divisions, Swiss Phase 1, which would be day 1, will feature 8 Swiss tournament rounds, with rounds scheduled to conclude either day 1 or continue into day 2 of tournament. Since this can fluctuate, it's best to review each tournament schedule as provided by the TO, the tournament organizer. I just abbreviated it to TO. Now, what that means overall, normally with regionals, it's day 1 into day 2 with more Swiss before the top cut, the asymmetric top cut's made. A lot of the time, it's the same deal for internationals and worlds. Day 1, Swiss. Day 2, Swiss into top cut. And the only difference between regionals and the ICs and the World Championships is day 3. There's a third day, and that's all Championship Sunday for all VG, Go, Unite, and TCG players in all age division. But adding another Swiss round, I think, is not a bad idea. You'll get a lot more players than 65 in thinking any bracket in regionals. Last paragraph, though, of the Swiss round adjusting. In an effort to smooth out tournament proceedings, asymmetrical top 8 will now be capped at 16 total participants compared to the 32 total slots from the 2025 season. They basically slashed the asymmetric top cut from a 32 to a 16 base. I kind of don't like that, because that means anybody... Okay, so for anyone out there that doesn't know how asymmetric top cut is, it's 8th place, and anybody with the same record as 8th place gets in. This is what makes this asymmetrical top cut decision not as good. You're going from 32 potential to 16. You're slashing the number in half. So ultimately, that means anybody else who has the same record as 8th place has a potential to get bumped out. I don't know how good that's going to feel. It's probably going to end up hurting in the end. But I don't know yet. We don't know yet. The first regional hasn't dropped yet. It will. It says, regardless of the number of competitors tied with 8th place competitor, Tournament results and community feedback pertaining to this change will continue to be closely monitored. Well, at least they'll closely monitor it, but you still have to come up with a better solution than what they have now. Because it's hurting. I think it's going to hurt them a lot. Like I said, you can have 17 people who have the same record as 8th place. 1 to 2 of them will get bumped out. However, as in this year, you have 17, 18 people with the same record as 8th place. Guess what? They'll all get in. See how that works? Compare this season to what's going to happen next year. People are going to get bumped out and they will have the same record. It's going to hurt. Alright. This one I'm going to talk a lot about. Especially give my opinion. During the 2025 season, when time was called in a round, competitors had +3 turns to conclude their active game. If the game did not resolve in those turns, the game was declared a draw and the match concluded accordingly. For example, if a competitor was 1-0 and they were awarded a match win, but the game score was 1-1 or 0-0, the match was a tie. So, what that originally stated was competitor was ahead 1-0 heading into game 2. Time gets called. How the +3 turn system worked was the current player whose turn it was is turn 0, followed by the opponent at turn 1, back to the original player at turn 2, back to the opponent for turn 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. It worked that way. Now, if the game still ended with a 1-0 match record, it would be considered a match win for the player who was 1-up. Now, let's say they were going into game 3. It was tied at 1-1. You did your time limit, you did your 3 turns, still no winner. Then it would be considered a draw. Same thing, if you're still in the middle of game 1, God forbid, and it happened, it would be a draw. I have never, though, seen a game go anywhere past... Or, I'm sorry, I should never say that. I never have seen a game or a match end with a 0-0 finish. That's like if you're super slow playing the crap out of everything. But, I digress. This end-of-match procedure creates complicated situations for event operators since the +3 turn phases of a match technically has no time limit. It's been observed that competitors play differently during overtime and stretch out their turns, making round turnover unpredictable and significantly extending round times. I have been there, I have seen it. I have also been a part of a regional where we had to repair twice. God forbid that thing didn't get over till close to after 1 o'clock in the morning with a friend of mine who was still playing, told me. I left over a little bit before midnight or after midnight, and I left and I dropped with a 2 and 5. Especially because I had 2 matches that went into time. But, you know. We concluded that the overtime procedure is not achieving its intended goal with significant percentage of matches still resulting in a draw after +3 turns. To mitigate these unintended complications, we are implementing the following rules. Okay, here they are. After time is called in a round, competitors will have 1 additional full turn to complete their match. The active competitor will complete their turn, then their opponent will complete theirs. If no game winner is decided, it ends in a draw. An overtime clock of 10 minutes will be instituted for this additional turn, and if play does not conclude with the allotted time, the game's a draw. The overtime clock is intentionally long compared to the average turn length. We hope that this clause will trigger only in extreme situations where slow play penalties may already be considered and applied where appropriate. Okay, so with the current format, the +3 turn system, they have a point. You do see longer play after the time is called and the +3 turns take over. Why? Because players really want to think about their turns. Or they're trying to slope some of them being completely, I'm going to try to keep this PJ, mean or complete buttholes about it. Booty holes, booty cheeks. Intentionally slow play just to get the draw. And that's kind of messed up. Actually, it's really messed up. I think the 10-minute clock is fine. I think the 1 turn is fine. But at the same time, it might backfire. Why? Because let's just say, on an average stream of a regional, you see about 5 to 6 rounds in Swiss in day 1 alone. In day 1 alone, about 5 to 6 rounds on stream. How many of them rounds possibly tick into overtime? How many of them? Quite a few. At least with what I've seen. Yes, there are matches that will go 2-0 and 2-1. They always happen. 2-0, 2-1. They go down. But then there are games that go with 1-0 still, or 1-1. You add that time frame in there with the 10-minute clock, and they intentionally slow play still, which will give them a penalty for it, I guess, or a prize loss. But then what happens at the end is the game will end in a draw. I think more than likely, with the competitive play that we've been seeing over the last several months and years with this game, you're going to see a lot more draws than you do anything else. You're going to see a lot more 1-1s ending in draws because, I have 1 turn, but it's going to take me at least 2 to get set up and done. Now I got to really do that, and it's probably going to throw my sequencing up. Which doesn't matter what game you're playing. Could be Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic, Card Fight Vanguard, Lorcana. Your setup, your sequencing of cards matters. Your sequencing of how you play certain things in this game matters. In Magic, the way you play every card from your deck with your mana, from your mana drops to your enchantments, your artifacts, your sorceries, your instants, your creatures, it matters how you play it. In Lorcana, what you ink matters, I guess. But also when you play your ink, when do you challenge, when do you quest, when do you tap your ink for another character to play on the board, so their ink can dry, so you can use them for next turn. Your sequencing in that matters. To an extent. Eddie might disagree with me on that, but I think it holds true. This right here is going to be, I think, a big reason it's going to go ahead and turn into massive draws and possibly really messing with the boards and showing the top cut. Since we're moving to a round of 16 for Top Cut, you're going to see a lot of X, maybe 1 and like 3 or 4. But at the same time, that hurts. Because now, my guess, since we're going to see a lot more draws than what we're used to, you have to go ahead and literally be close to flawless playing this game. You're going to need to be XO and maybe 1 at best. At best. Because the threshold is normally 18 to 19 points to get into day 2 for a regional event. It is 18 to 19 points. And I'd be... I don't know, I'm flabbergasted right now. I'd be monkey's uncle at this point. I'd be a monkey's uncle to see if anybody with at least 3 draws moves on to Top Cut. I want Pokemon to look at this. I really want them. The first regional, which I want to look up real quick for you guys. International Challenge dates. They're going back to Sao Paulo, London, and New Orleans, by the way. For the ICs. Okay. So let me go over this one with you guys. 15th to 17th of August, we're going to get the World Championships in Anaheim. That will be broadcast. The next one we're going to get, the first regional, will be a Europe regional. Frankfurt on the 13th and 14th of September. That is a Saturday and Sunday. Also, Monterrey, Mexico, will have a regional championship on the 13th and 14th. That will not be broadcast, however. September 19th through 21st. That is a that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday is a bigger day because people register and get everything they need and get ready to go. The event I want to attend, which I probably won't be doing, which kind of hurts. And that is the Pokemon Regional Championship in Pittsburgh. October 10th, 11th, and 12th, again, Friday through Sunday. Milwaukee will have a regional championship. Both of them will be broadcast. Belo Horizonte, I think I can't pronounce that last part. It's in Brazil, I'm sorry. We'll have a regional championship as well on the 11th and 12th. That will not be broadcasted. The next one will. It's a European one. Oh, cool. Wow. All right, cool. October 25th and 26th. Lily in France will have a regional. That will be broadcast. Then you flash forward a week. NAIC Poland will have a regional. That will be broadcast. So European back-to-back. We get North American back-to-back. Then we get yeah. Nice. Flash forward 2 weeks from Poland. 14th, 15th, and 16th of November. Pokemon Regional Championship. Viva Las Vegas. It will be happening in Las Vegas, Nevada. That all 3 of those events, by the way, the France, the Poland, and the Vegas one, broadcasting. Buenos Aires will have one on the 15th and 16th. In Argentina, that will not be broadcasting. November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, LAIC in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That will be broadcasted, and it will begin on Friday. Round 1 begins on Friday for that one, the 21st. After that, you flash forward a week or so. November 29th and 30th in Stuttgart in Germany. January 24th and 25th, Murrieta, Mexico has one. That will not be broadcasted. By the way, the Stuttgart one will be. January 24th and 25th, EUIC in Birmingham. No, my fault. Is that regional? Oh, I'm wrong. I take that back. It's a regional championship event coverage in Birmingham, England. That one will be done on broadcast. Auckland, New Zealand, however, you will not be getting a broadcast. I'm sorry. It is a Pokemon Special Championship 2026 on the 24th and 25th in Auckland. That one, however, will not be broadcasted. They are focusing on the EU in Birmingham. Santiago, Chile on February 7th and 8th. That one will not be broadcast, but it will be a regional. The next two will be, though. February 13th through 15th is Pokemon EUIC in London. Follow that up with a Pokemon Special Championship in Seville, Spain on the 28th and 29th of March. That will be broadcast as well. August 4th and 5th, I think that's Quintero Pokemon Regional Championships in Mexico. May 16th and 17th, Urkt Pokemon Regional Championships 2026 in the Netherlands. That is the last EUIC date. Sorry, that is the last date in the EU schedule that will be broadcast. May 23rd and 24th is Lima, Peru. That will not be broadcasted. And the last one before the big event, June 12th, 13th, and 14th. So June 12th to June 14th. Pokemon 2026 NAIC, North American International Championship event. And that is held in the Big Easy, New Orleans, Louisiana. So that's the last event before San Francisco in August for the 2026 Pokemon World Championships. Okay, I just gave a lot out. Let's go over real quickly again, though, the places for regionals in North America alone. World Championships in Anaheim in August. September, Pittsburgh. October, Milwaukee. November, Las Vegas and New Orleans in June of next year. I'm interested to see all these tournaments. I really wanted to go to the Pittsburgh one. I was gonna say Philly one, but they don't have one in Philly. They should do another one back here. Of course, next year for one of these in Philly would not have been a good idea because we have the World Cup coming in, the MLB All-Star Game coming in, America's 250th birthday or something like that, somewhere around, yeah, it's 250 years of America. Pittsburgh would be the one I would focus in on. Will I be able to make it? Probably not, but I would like to. I'm a couple hours away from it. By car. Maybe by train I'll be a couple hours. You know. But trying to find lodging, hotel, and all that would be a pain in the butt, too. It really would be. But yeah, that's going to happen. Like I said, I want to see what would happen with... I'm going to keep my ears and my nose on the pavement on this one. Because remember, we're starting right after Worlds. Frankfurt's getting the first one. Frankfurt's getting the first one. So with Frankfurt getting the first regional, I want to see how many draws are going to be. And I'll have this on during Pokemon League. I guarantee you I'll have it on during Pokemon League. But yeah, that's that. I did talk to my store owner, because I know we have a League Challenge coming up. We have League Cups that are going to come back up. And I told him, I said, look, what would you think about doing this format again? Or trying it at least. Getting 50-minute time limits and the 10-minute overtime if needed. Because I want people to prepare. People might go to Milwaukee. People might go to Vegas and play, and it's their first time, or they want to get more acclimated with the system for when they do go to play in Pittsburgh or Milwaukee or Vegas or New Orleans. He still has to think about it, so I'll ask him again next week, because we have a League Challenge next week on the 19th. So it's not this weekend coming up, but it's the following weekend. I'm going to ask him when I see him again. Because I think personally it'd be good, and I actually want to see myself what would happen. You know? But yeah, that's it for me. I've been rambling on for a while, like an incoherent moron for part of this, and I apologize. I have a couple videos I want to do tomorrow. I'm going to try to get them up tomorrow as soon as I'm done filming them both. Or maybe I'll just shoot the one. I'll probably shoot the one. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. Gotta wait to find that out. Like this video, comment, tell me what you think's going to happen. If you want to see more games on how to play the game or deck profiles, let me know. Again, in the comment section down below. I did say in one of the videos earlier back I would do a thing about my life. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm deciding I'm not going to do that. Because, one, it's not as interesting as I want it to be, and two, I really don't want to relive memories of my life that I personally would not put out there on camera, on air. And the experiences just, I can't. A lot of the negative ones I just can't do. And I can't leave them out because they're in my life. They're part of it. So I'm not going to run through with that plan. I apologize to the subscriber who asked me to do that. I was looking forward to it, but I'm like, you know what? On second thought, it's better if I don't. Because I don't want to go ahead and do that to myself. But yeah. I can't force myself to do something I'm not interested in doing with it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All of it's free, including leaving a comment. That's free too. Also, I'm thinking about doing a deck profile over a couple of the decks that I built for Destined Rivals, and I'm going to want you guys to pick that. I'll probably put the poll up probably tomorrow. And whatever gets the highest amount of votes by the end of the week, or 2 weeks, I should say, I'll do. We'll do the deck video. Alright. Alright, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Be safe. And may you always draw the card you need. Bye.